Windows are made with an exclusive Fibrex composite material that's vastly superior to vinyl. They won't warp or bow and never need painting. Each window is custom built in the USA, installed with precision and care by our certified master installers. And both our windows and our installation are backed by the nation's best warranty. Don't waste your money on poor quality vinyl windows. This unbelievable Black Friday event makes Renewal by Andersen replacement windows more affordable than ever before. Don't delay a minute longer. Our Black Friday event only comes around once a year. This limited time offer and very special financing is the best reason to buy now. Installation is always included. Call now and schedule your free design consultation. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Taco John's Family Pack in a Pound is not just for families. It's also the Chillin' with the Crew Pack in a Pound. For just $19, this deal's tough to beat, no matter who you call family. The Family Pack in a Pound, only at Taco John's.
Straight ahead, a day for veterans. We'll head to a ceremony today in Rhinelander.
Plus, a West Bend man who disrupted voting has been identified. We'll tell you about the charges he's now facing.
And state swimming is almost underway. We'll tell you about the local athletes hoping to make a splash as your local news starts right now.
News Watch 12 with Dan Hagan, Jessica Jukic, and Conrad Sapinski.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. Today's Veterans Day, the day where we make sure to thank the men and women who served.
Ceremonies were held all around the Northwoods, including here in Rhinelander. News Watch 12's Kevin Kraft was at a local Veterans Day service and has more. Kevin?
Well, guys, this one is a tradition in Rhinelander that was put on hold during the pandemic. This year, it was back to normal in James Williams Middle School, where students and staff alike gained a new perspective from a veteran.
Last couple of years, we weren't able to do it. Last year, we were able to do it in the dome, but it's nice to be able to do it back in the school, in the gym.
The school district of Rhinelander was able to have their annual Veterans Day ceremony back inside James Williams Middle School today. Superintendent Eric Burke was thrilled with how the community and the students responded to today's ceremony.
Overall, we had a nice community turnout. All the students in the school were here, and the band and choir played. The principal here has done a great job of organizing, and the students were fantastic. You could have heard a pin drop when our speaker was speaking. U.S.
Navy veteran and Rhinelander High School alum Brian Bennett was the speaker at the event. Bennett says that he is always amazed with the students' efforts to put on an event.
It was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. Tammy Javankowski does a great job putting this on. The kids, whether they be from the junior high or the high school or Nativity, who participate in these programs, they always knock it out of the park.
Bennett hopes that students take away some perspective and an ability to understand that people have different views on life.
It's not a recruitment speech. It's not something where I want people to come out of it and say, I'm going to run down and sign up today. I just want people to understand and recognize that the person they're dealing with has a somewhat different perspective on life, probably because of their service.
Superintendent Burke adds that they're already preparing for next year's ceremony, which will be the 53rd year of doing it.
Bennett says that the best way to thank a veteran is not to be reflexive. He encourages people to ask thoughtful and deeper questions to veterans about their service.
It's a cold day throughout the Northwoods. Conrad, how's the weekend looking?
Yes, this is just the start, guys. Get ready. Colder temperatures have arrived, and they will continue to stick around with us. Taking a look outside right now, though, temperatures are cold. Most of the United States is starting to see those blue colors all over as the cold front that passed by last night is right over here, and it is going to continue to move east, and as it does, everybody is going to cool down with some really well below average temperatures for this time of year. Our highs today were hit early in the morning. So if you were driving for your morning commute, didn't feel too bad. Some lower 40s were outside, but then it continued to drop as temperatures were really plummeting throughout the day today. Right now, we're looking cold. Let me mention Happy Veterans Day. I'm wearing some red, white, and I got some blue right behind me. Temperatures are around 28 degrees right now. now all across the state. And we will continue to cool off later on today as the sun starts to set. A little bit of that rain we had earlier now is long gone, hovering in the northeast right now. Maine is going to be in on some heavier rain. For us, though, lots of cloud cover and a couple of lake effect snow showers will start to ramp up later overnight tonight as temperatures continue to drop slightly below average and hovering in those low to mid-20s. Dana and Jessica?
Thanks, Conrad. Well, with those temperatures dropping, it's almost time for winter high school sports.
But there's still one more fall sport going on, swimming. Newswatch 12's Serenity Douglas is live at the Waukesha South Natatorium with more. Serenity?
Hey, Jessica and Dan, the end of the season starts today here in Waukesha, where the top Division II swimmers will be going head-to-head. This includes powerhouse Rhinelander, who were the runner-up last year, and the 2020 state champions. The only other local team to qualify is Merrill. We will also be watching some individual swimmers tonight, including Paige DeKeep from Tomahawk, Olivia Mickle from Lakeland, and Chloe Tainter from Anago. Soon our local swimmers will be trying to make a splash starting at 5:30. But we'll have more highlights for you at the 10 p.m. broadcast tonight. I'm Serenity Douglas, Newswatch 12 here in Waukesha.
Thanks, Serenity. The Wisconsin Volleyball Coaches Association just announced its all-state teams. Grace Krause of Leona Wabena was named first-team All-State for Division IV. First-team All-State recognition is given to the top 10 athletes in each division. Krause ends her Rebel volleyball career with a school record 2,798 assists. Wow. She was also named Northern Lakes Conference Player of the Year.
Last December, the Potawatomi Carter Casino Hotel sustained a catastrophic flood due to a sprinkler system malfunction, which caused the hotel to be completely renovated. Today, the tribal community held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to mark the occasion. The freshly renovated hotel has a capacity of 98 rooms featuring Native American artwork throughout. None of the hotel's employees were laid off during the time of the renovation.
Governor Evers announces the theme of the state capitol this year will be Wisconsin Waters. Evers said when it comes to our waterways, we've got a lot to celebrate, and that means we have a lot to protect as well. The Capitol holiday tree is displayed in the rotunda of the Wisconsin State Capitol throughout the holiday season and serves as a centerpiece of festivity. Also, this tree has been a centerpiece of debate as well. It was called a Christmas tree until 1985 when it was changed to holiday tree. That stuck until Scott Walker changed it back to Christmas tree. Then Evers changed it back once again to holiday tree when he took office.
Midterm election voting in West Bend, Wisconsin did not go smoothly on Tuesday. It was disrupted for a short time when a man walked into a polling location with a knife and demanded staff stop the voting. According to a criminal complaint, the man in the officer's body-worn camera footage is 38-year-old Michael Michelica. He had a hunting knife in hand that he used to stab a countertop at the West Bend Memorial Library. The incident halted voting for 30 minutes Tuesday. Michelica faces 12 counts, including election threats and terrorist threats. Willow Springs Gardens near Wausau is famous for its round barn venue.
But today, another reason for stopping by was added to the grounds, a new sanctuary for veterans. It was an idea brought by Dennis and Peggy Griffin, who wanted to add a tribute to those who've served on their property. Dennis, through the help of the Marland VFW Post 10203, incorporated a fountain and benches near the flagpole. While Dennis passed last fall, his work lives on.
Dennis's vision is coming to fruition, and it's there now. This spot has been what he picked out originally, and I think we've helped meet his vision and his goal.
Fittingly, this site was dedicated on this Veterans Day. The VFW Post says that while the warm reception is appreciated, there is still more to be done. That work includes lighting, plumbing, and landscaping. Deer mating season can be dangerous for drivers in the area.
Coming up after the break, we'll explain how to stay safe on the roadways and what time deer are most active. That's after weather with our team of Jeff and Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Black Friday deals all month long during our huge Thanksgiving sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible prices, plus get 30% off on top of that store-wide. And don't forget, mattress shopping is easy, fast, and comfortable at Slumberland Furniture.
Come to Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale and get the best for free. Through Saturday, get free installation on our best-selling carpet, free estimates, and interest-free financing. That's right. Free carpet installation, free estimates, and interest-free financing. Only at Carpet City Flooring Center. Come see why contractors and designers choose Carpet City Flooring Center for their flooring needs. And get the best for free.
Carpet City, our prices will floor you. Featherstone, unmistakably Featherstone, far from ordinary, right at home. You have dreams, make them reality. Featherstone, unmistakably, unmistakably, unmistakably Featherstone.
This week on the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, Amy Schneider, 40 wins. Matt Amodio, 38 wins. Matea Roach, 23 wins. They face off in a special exhibition game. Then they take on last week's winners in the semifinals. Will there be a Super Champ showdown or a super surprise?
Ooh, big wager. It is the tightest of games.
The Jeopardy Tournament of Champions continues this week.
Jeopardy, weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Looking at mattresses?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable. That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses, like this Sealy Posturepedic mattress for $5.99. Slumberland, mattress shopping reinvented.
Happy Veterans Day. Behind me is a shot from Park Falls. Looking really nice and gorgeous, but what it doesn't show are those cold, cold temperatures we have outside right now. Lots of 20s and 30s, mostly upper 20s for the most part in the Northwoods, and temperatures are going to continue to drop overnight tonight. Same thing in the weekend. Take a look at this graphic showing temperatures close to 40 degrees colder than what we were this time just yesterday. I was walking around with my short sleeve shirts and temperatures were in the low 60s. Today, not so much. We're only hovering in those 20s and 30s as this cold front right over here is moving past and along as it currently really takes over everything going on in the United States. Our temperature pattern doesn't show much of an improvement. Temperatures only in the 20s and 30s, and then by the end of next week they will be even colder in those low to mid 20s. But as one system moves out, colder temperatures moved in, that rain will transition to some snow. And more on that, we have Jeff.
That's right, Conrad. We're talking about some light snow and some heavier snow, lake effect snow, tonight and throughout the day tomorrow as well. This is going to be a thing across the snow belts up in the Octonagon area. That's going to be pictures like this. This was a couple of years ago outside our backyard here, but overall, there is some snowfall on the way. Lake effect snow is on the way. How does that happen? Well, we have cold air north of Lake Superior. We got that out there now with high temperatures staying near 40, but dropping all day. Right now, all of us are below freezing. That cold air, it kind of circulates clockwise, right? That sends that cold air over Lake Superior. That gives us that northwest flow. That gives us moisture over the lake, gets picked up by that wind, and deposits all that moisture across our snow belts, and that is likely going to happen tonight and throughout the day tomorrow as well. Some of that snow could be a bit heavy. Right now, visibility is already reduced in places like Hurley, which could see 6 to 10 inches of snow by this time tomorrow night. Conrad?
Yeah, Jeff, so as you said, temperatures are going to be cooling down. A lot more snow will be moving in. So behind me is a picture I actually took 3 weeks ago in the UP when we had a lot of lake effect snow going down, 6 to even 8 inches of snow. So we'll start to see more scenes like this behind me. Lots of white showing up, and that kind of starts tonight. Temperatures will start to drop into those low to mid 20s. A couple of flurries and very light snow showers will be lingering in the area. Of course, north of Highway 8 and closer to the UP, where that lake effect snow will be in effect. Continuing into tomorrow, as temperatures slightly rise into the upper 20s, but still, taking a look at that, they will be below freezing, so whatever does fall will be sticking around. Doesn't look like much for us in Rhinelander, less than an inch, but still a dusting is highly possible. And our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show a little bit of snow lingering on Saturday. Look what happens on Sunday, though. We start to really clear up into Monday, and then more chances of snow showers on Tuesday into Wednesday as another small low pressure system starts to move in. A couple of inches might be possible, but we'll keep an eye on that. And then temperatures really take a dive. Thursday high of only 26 degrees, but look at Friday. That is our high temperature, folks, 21 degrees with a little bit of sunshine, so a bit more relief on the way. Dan and Jessica?
Thanks, Conrad. President Joe Biden was in Egypt today.
He spoke at a United Nations climate conference called COP27. Hot off the midterms, climate change is on Biden's agenda. A study estimates the world has 9 years to prevent catastrophic global warming. The report found that to avoid warming about 1.5 degrees, the nations of the world would have to cut emissions by about 1.4 billion tons a year.
Science is devastatingly clear. We have to make vital progress by the end of this decade. And that's why the United States is rallying the world around climate game changers.
This year, Biden signed the country's most aggressive action to ever combat climate crisis with the Inflation Reduction Act. After Egypt, it's off to Cambodia for a summit between the U.S. and the Association of Southeast Nations. Then Biden is set to attend the G20 summit in Indonesia. The White House says he'll speak with Chinese President Xi Jinping Monday.
Cryptocurrency giant FTX filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy today, and its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, has stepped down as CEO. CNBC reports that in the space of days, FTX went from a $32 billion valuation to bankruptcy as liquidity dried up, customers demanded withdrawals, and rival exchange Binance ripped up its non-binding agreement to buy the company. Media outlets have reported that the Securities and Exchange Commission and Justice Department are now investigating FTX. The fall of the crypto industry giant has caused ripple effects in confidence among other cryptocurrencies today. For example, Bitcoin's price immediately dropped $1,000 following the news before regaining back some of that value.
A lot of bow hunters have been out in their deer stands, while even more hunters will be bringing out firearms in a few weeks.
And while that means the harvesting of tens of thousands of deer, it's not the only reason why the population declines this time of year. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdul-Kawi joins us live in the studio to explain more. Mohammed.
Thanks, Dan. Deer running season means there will be more deer roaming around outside, which can be dangerous for drivers. I spoke to experts about why it's so important to drive with this caution during this time of the year.
It's really important to stay alert and look for deer this time of year.
It's a time of the year where you may see more deer than usual. DNR Area Wildlife Supervisor Michelle Woodford says that's because it's deer mating season, which is also referred to as the rut.
Deer are running around, they're chasing each other, and they're really not paying attention to anything that's out there, including the cars that we're driving in.
What makes it worse is that deer are often moving at dawn and dusk.
Deer are most active usually when it's hardest to see when you're out driving. So early in the morning or late at night, those dusk and dawn windows is when deer are going to be moving around.
Which can cause problems for drivers on the road. Keith Van Dorn fixes cars for a living at the Rhinelander Collision Center. He says deer collisions can be catastrophic to your vehicle.
Some of them are very severe, some of them are minor, but be aware that you could have damage to your car from $1,000 to $10,000 or more based on a deer hit, depending on the speed of travel and the size of the deer.
Staying alert when you're on the road can make a difference. One strategy to avoid hitting deer is to simply slow down.
And there is a good chance that you'll have a close call. So be careful, slow down, and just remember that the deer are out there this time of year and moving.
According to the Wisconsin DOT, over 19,000 deer are killed annually by vehicles on Wisconsin roadways.
You know, Mohammed, this one is near and dear to my heart. I've hit 4 deer so far in my life. How about you guys?
I've hit 1.
Okay, Mohammed?
I almost did the other day, but I got lucky.
You got lucky?
Yeah,
okay, good for you. I hope you stay lucky this deer rutting season. Well, coming up after the break, the Packers are on a 5-game skid and some more bad news for their defense.
Plus, American Family Field is hosting a battle on the hardwood tonight. We'll preview the game coming up.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
At WJFW, our Newswatch 12 News team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC Newswatch 12, news from where you live.
This week on the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, Amy Schneider, 40 wins. Matt Amodio, 38 wins. Matea Roach, 23 wins. They face off in a special exhibition game. Then they take on last week's winners in the semifinals. Will there be a Super Champ showdown or a super surprise?
Ooh, big wager. It is the tightest of games.
The Jeopardy Tournament of Champions continues this week.
Jeopardy! Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Green Bay Packers have already been plagued with injuries this season. David Bakhtiari, Romeo Doubs, Rashawn Gary, Alan Lazard are just a few to miss time with the season with injury. Now the Packers have to add one more person to that list, Eric Stokes. Head coach Matt LaFleur said earlier today that Stokes will likely be out for the remainder of the season with an ankle and knee injury. The Packers are going to have to figure out how to play without him starting this Sunday for their game against the Dallas Cowboys.
The University of Wisconsin basketball team is back in action today against the Stanford Cardinal, but not at their usual home arena in the Kohl Center. In what's called the Brew City Battle, the Badgers are taking on the Stanford Cardinal at the American Family Field in Milwaukee. Tip-off is in a little over an hour, where the Badgers will look to start season 2-0 for the season. In honor of Veterans Day, the Armed Forces Classic basketball game between Gonzaga and Michigan State today will be played on the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier in San Diego, California. Both teams are donning camouflage-themed uniforms for this game. This is the first time Gonzaga has played in the Armed Forces Classic and the second time the Spartans have played in this game. Tip-off will be at 6:30 p.m. We'll be right back after the break.
Winner for your local dinner.
America's obsessed with Lopez versus Lopez. Finally, something good to watch on Fridays.
You think I got to tell when somebody's faking it? I learned a lot being married to your mom.
New Lopez versus Lopez. Tonight on NBC.
Sometimes it's about knowing what you want.
You know what you want?
I do. This wedding came together fast. She ain't pregnant, is she? No, because she's drinking a lot for a pregnant woman.
New Young Rock. Tonight on NBC.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Waiting for the right time to replace your old drafty windows? Well, your wait is over because Renewal by Andersen's Black Friday event is going on now with unprecedented savings on our custom-built replacement windows. Our replacement windows are made with an exclusive Fibrex composite material that's vastly superior to vinyl. They won't warp or bow and never need painting. Each window is custom-built in the USA, installed with precision and care by our certified master installers. And both our windows and our installation are backed by the nation's best warranty. Don't waste your money on poor quality vinyl windows. This unbelievable Black Friday event makes Renewal by Andersen replacement windows more affordable than ever before. Don't delay a minute longer. Our Black Friday event only comes around once a year. This limited time offer and very special financing is the best reason to buy now. Installation is always included. Call now and schedule your free design consultation. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
At WJFW, our Newswatch 12 News team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. The Newswatch 12 team works hard to deliver the most important stories from around the globe, local and national sports updates, and weather reports. We are NBC Newswatch 12, news from where you live.
I am so excited for this weekend, guys. I think I'm going to go to Hodag Park and do some sunbathing. Is this a good weekend to do that,
No.
Meteorologist?
Conrad, I don't know why he wasn't paying attention to us, you know.
I thought you said it was 80s and sunny.
He's his own weatherman. 100s, 90s, or I don't know. Are we going to Florida?
Okay, then tell me again what's the forecast, because I lost it.
Of course. Yes, Dan. Get your jackets ready because you will definitely need those with these temperatures outside right now. 28 all across the region, and temperatures will continue to drop overnight tonight, and then good luck warming up the next week. Temperatures will be well below average into next week, but look at that feels like temperature. That's that temperature we feel on our skin. With a little bit of wind, we're feeling like we're in the teens and even some lower 20s. So put on an extra layer or two because it is cold. We did have a morning high of around 41 degrees and then quickly dropping as that cold front really passed by and continues to move slowly across the country. Soon, everybody in the United States will be under some very cold winter-ish like temperatures. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. Not much going on. We do have some lake effect snow starting to ramp up right now, and that will continue overnight tonight and then pretty much through the day tomorrow into the early parts of the day on Sunday, as their 7-day outlook doesn't show much relief, folks. Really, temperatures are going to be in the 20s, 30s, but look at end of next week. Thursday and Friday, those are high temperatures in those low to mid-20s, even a couple of snow showers on Tuesday into Wednesday as a small low-pressure system starts to move in.
You know what's crazy is there is a chance this year to have the snow trails frozen by Thanksgiving with snow on the ground.
I'm sure
so
a lot of people would love that.
That could make for a really crazy cool Thanksgiving holiday break. And also, we're a bit giddy today in the Weather Center because lake effect snow.
Yes.
Lake effect snow is one of those hardest things to kind of forecast, and it's happening tonight. If you're up in Hurley, over toward Iron Mountain kind of thing, you can see easily 10 inches of snow tomorrow.
Well, I had a realization this morning. My car struggled to start, and it was like 20.
Oh, no.
So I really got to replace that quickly because it's only going to go downhill from here.
Fixed, yes.
Yeah, those teens, I'm not looking forward to it, but
bundle up, put on a jacket.